With the royal wedding just 2 days away, all involved are abuzz in preparation this Thordan night. The clans traveling from the Far East, the royal Valdrin family, and the townsfolk of Rheodor, prepared to host them all for the celebrations and festivities to come. The uniquely peaceful Carthani of Clan Haralon spend their last night as a wholly free people in the woods north of Rheodor. Soon they will live within the rank and rule of the kingdom of Audmarin in Shriden Retreat, a thought foreign and ominous to many of the clansfolk. Yet, as a whole, they trust the leadership of the orc elf, Matron Thalanda Haralon, and her council that leads them towards safety in the west. Hartzina Haralon, the young arranged bride-to-be, maintains her spirit in the fray. Discovered missing, her panicked mother sends her orcish uncle and clan elder, Argus, played by Isaac, along with Hartzina's sworn Earthkin protector Garm, played by Cody, to find the girl. Thankfully, they find Hartzina innocently playing a nightly game of hide-and-seek with the clan's children and her longtime fawn friend, Roska, played by Joe, a member of the nomadic wind-marked people. But before Hartzina can receive her due scolding, a giant eagle aggressively swoops in on the scene to recover its egg, stolen by a curious clan child. Thanks to Roska, Garm, and Argus, all involved parties, including the eagle and its egg, emerge from the situation relatively unscathed. With everyone together again, Clan Haralon proceeds with their celebration of life, a time of mourning their heritage left behind and rejoicing in a new era of safety and stability. Roska, an outsider to the clan, is asked to give space, but is granted listening privileges by the generous elder Argus, an offering that satiates the young fawn's ravenous appetite for learning the ways of other folk. On the way back to camp after being retrieved by Hartzina, Roska finds Yark, the youngling who had previously stolen the eagle egg, sobbing alone at the base of a tree. Nearing the lad, however, Roska notices his legs leading into a snake-like tendril stretching out of sight into the dark forest, where a chorus of familiar children cries out for the Windmark to come play with them. Ever curious, Roska begins his investigation into the darkness, only to be stopped by Hartzina and Argus's, beckoning back to safety where they confirm the well-being of the real clan children. Meanwhile, to the south, the royal Valdrin family arrives from Eskar's Reach and begins moving into the Castellan Manor overlooking all of Rheodor. Ready to enjoy his last hours of bachelor life, Francis Valdrin, the groom-to-be, joins his childhood friend and off-duty guard, a Qatari named Reaver Xerxes, played by Aidan, in exploring the hollow caverns below the manor in search of stashed Frostbloom mead. In their venture, they are attacked by a vile subterranean insect that wounds the lads both in body and mind before Reaver is able to scare it back into its tunnels. Soon after, in the upper village of Rheodor, the halfling tailor Yenrik Brightbow, played by Andrew, carries on his family's craftsman heritage with needle and thread. Eventually, High Castellan Eric Valdrin and his comrade Talion Xerxes arrive to acquire custom suits for the weekend's festivities. During this time, Yenrik is given the difficult and discomforting task of tailoring around the Castellan's hip-bound trophy, the preserved, severed head of the murderous Carthani raider who killed his wife 7 years prior. Late to the appointment and stumbling through their fill of mead, Francis and Reaver arrive for their fittings before the 4 nobles adjourn for dinner at Fable's Fancy next door. Later, Yenrik discovers that the scissors used to fit Eric are rusted beyond use, as if they were an old-world relic. The activity is not limited to Rheodor and its forested outskirts, however. In the capital of Shryden Retreat, Eskar's Reach, a young agent of the anarchic Stormglass liberation effort known as the Organization, played by David, runs through the thin, cobblestone streets, a forged wedding invitation in hand. Tyler Crook's hurried delivery to his mentor is swiftly halted as he arrives at a brutal scene. Many of his colleagues lie dead around the ankles of the Shardseekers, who have captured his orcish mentor, Largus Horkham. Largus orders Tyler to run and finish the job he was assigned, but much in the typical fashion of Crook, he tries to save the day. The spell he casts to hide Largus and give him a chance for escape, while proving effective, also summons a horrifying Godcrux anomaly, a lanky, many-jointed ghoul, that terrorizes the band of Shardseekers, while Tyler gets away and makes haste for Riador. While the dark ride is mostly uneventful, Crook does encounter another anomaly, a stocky, 10-foot man with a disproportionately large head and even larger nose that catches the scent of Stormglass residue on his person and nearly finds him before being distracted by a stronger scent down the road. Later that night, Reaver Xerxes interrupts Francis's attempt to sneak out of the manor. Rather than stop him, however, Reaver joins the bachelor in his colloquial visit to the nearby Adventurers Guild to drink, be merry, and hear the tales of travelers. Unfortunately, while there, the only travelers in sight are a band of inebriated brigands physically harassing the charming Infernus barmaid, Irilyn Frostsway. Being noblemen true to the title, Francis and Reaver defend the maid's honor and engage in a bar fight with the brigands. This is until Mr. Meeserp, the guildmaster, emerges with a rifle ordering everyone out, including the newcomer Tyler Crook, who had arrived mid-brawl.